really well keeping his composure after that game 1 suicide to take game 2, to take game 3, and to move on. He's guaranteed a spot in top 3 and another set against Mr. R.
All right, so losers finals is best of 5, so he's got plenty of time to get this set in. So
he certainly knows the matchup.
But here's the thing, Mr. R is a master against Clouds. Anytime that I've seen Mr. R play a Cloud on any of the streams, he's just a god at getting a Cloud just in the air, forward air strings, all these different cool custom combos from Sheik, and then getting to the ledge where basically he just does not let the Cloud come back. He's just saying, you know what, you're not going to recover today. I'm not going to allow it. Just like right there, that edge guard, that vanish has actually been being used by a lot of Sheiks to kind of edge guard Cloud without the limit, which is good because it's making use of those win boxes.
Catches him with the up air, DIs it, or tries to DI it, but just wasn't going to work.
There's really not a whole lot of DI that you can do at that percent to kind of avoid that.
That just can't seem to get in. That's really been the problem here. Mr. R, every time they get close to each other, Mr. R gets a grab or any hit out of neutral.
Just look at this string.
Oh,
whoa, Mr. R.
That would have been the filthiest thing we've seen all day.
Just like I said, this is why I like Mr. R's Sheik better than a lot of the other top players, because he is so fluid and so technical like Void, but his neutral is also so rock solid that you know that every single one of those decisions that he makes is all towards one goal, and that's winning neutral.
Ned has been bringing this back a lot more. He was getting comboed real hard that first stock and just could not find his way in, but he's playing better now. He's a little bit more composed. That was a great read.
That was a really good read.
And now he's right back in this game.
Yeah, but that's one thing Ned is just, as you saw against JJ, he has a really good comeback factor. So if he gets his composure back and just keeps calm, then really he can do some damage in this match. All right, mix back with the neutral.
He spent a lot of time charging that limit to just lose it. Which
oh,
is
no!
Oh, wow!
SD! He was too far out with the grenade.
You don't see that very often.
It's all right.
Somebody,
you take those.
You do take those. Even if it is from somebody of that caliber. You do not see it frequently, but you take it when you can. Ned kind of making a face after that, like, ugh.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to win that way, but that was immediately wiped off his face. Like, yeah, I'm out, you know what, I'm up 1-0. I was playing well. I was making the comeback.
Honestly, like, that's the initial gut reaction whenever you see anything like that. But you know what? Just take it, move on to the next game. It's going to be all right.
That also erases the huge deficit that Ned was in to begin that particular game, where he had that issue where he couldn't get in, he couldn't get a grab, he couldn't get a hit, and Mr. R had gotten about 120 or so % on him.
Yep.
And now he basically gets to push the reset button with a game win.
Yeah. And so far, this is definitely a huge improvement from the first game. Ned has actually been getting in, getting some combos, and actually been getting some pretty good reads on Mr. R's movements. So definitely he's been improved from the first game. Probably gotten a little bit of the download down. Oh, that pivot grab. That was really nice. I was thinking he was going to go for offstage side B because it looked like he was going for it.
He went for another hard read, which he was able to get the first game. Mr. R wasn't necessarily ready for it. He just misspaced a little bit.
Oh, but here comes the hard part. Trying to get back against Mr. R. He's not going to make it easy for Ned.
But he's got the platform.
Only has limit charge like three-quarters of the way, so there was really no way he was getting back from that.
Yeah, really good stuff from Mr. R. He hit about 4 or 5 of those in a row, just not
here we
letting
go.
him live.
Up air.
Good dare to get out of that string.
Yeah, that string could have been really, really deadly. Because if Mr. R has demonstrated anything, he is really good at just getting so much damage off of one string, then resetting into another. Kind of just rolling back. Doesn't want to deal with shield chicken very much.
Goes for the up B out of shield. Something he loves to do.
I mean, he had the right idea. Mr. R was going for an attack on his shield, but he was on the wrong side. It was more of a cross-up than anything, so that up B, while it was good, it really wasn't, it was just utilized wrong.
Up air is going to get the kill there. Town and City, the smallest stage in the game.
Yep, and he's going to get limit off of it, so that's definitely good that he got that star KO. And now I'm seeing a lot of neutral errors out of shield for Mr. R, but I feel like Ned's now starting to pick up on that a little bit. Because you notice that anytime that he's on shield, now he's ready for some of the out of shield options that Cloud has.
Yeah, Mr. R does a lot of neutrals out of shield, I think by habit. He was doing that throughout the course of the entire tournament, but he spaces them so well that it's really hard to punish him even when he does go for it.
Yeah. Now Mr. R back on the stage. And Ned's got to be super careful now. He's burned limit. Now Mr. R is trying to get him back into the corner, trying to get him off stage, because that is, as soon as Mr. R has him off stage without limit, that is exactly the ideal position that Mr. R wants Ned to be in. Back air. He's got to cover Mr. R's landings. Tries for a grab.
Follows that
first
grab
one.
up.
Ooh, that was so close.
That's so good for Ned there, though, because it let him charge limit all the way up, even though the platform didn't carry him away for the kill.
Yeah. That stretcher platform is scary when that kind of thing happens, because a lot of times people are not ready for it.
Wow.
He went for it all with that golf swing.
He went for it all twice.
He was,
oh, Ned went for the trump and got trumped.
Oh, no, this could be the end of the game. That's going to be it.
He mistimed that by maybe a frame.
Oh, that one little mistake, and that's all Mr. R needs to seal out the game.
That was a crazy sequence at the end of that game.
That was really crazy. Yeah, Ned went for it all with that golf swing up smash. I thought that Mr. R wasn't even going to spot dodge in time, but proving me wrong. So, Battlefield going to be the counter pick in this situation, obviously.
Yeah, it's where you want to be. We'll see if Ned can maintain the momentum. Just like every game that we've seen him in, pretty much. He starts off a little slow, and as this game is any indication, and then he seems to pick it up as the game progresses.
Yeah, Ned's definitely one of those players where I feel like I feel like Ned really does play better when he's playing from behind, because it's one of those traits that you see in top players where nobody likes playing from behind, but I feel like Ned plays better when he is playing from behind, because he's focused, he tries to get his composure down, and more oftentimes when he's in that state, he usually does a lot better.
Yeah, plus it puts pressure on your opponents a little bit sometimes.
That's true.
That doesn't work as well against some of the very top guys.
Yeah.
All right, Ned wisely. It sucks to burn limit there, but you got to stay alive.
Yeah, but there really isn't any situation where there was no other option left. And you're right, it is better to just kind of hold, it's better to waste limit when you really need it.
Oh, vanish through the stage. A lot of characters go through the Battlefield stage.
No, not Cloud. He just went straight down.
No, I mean like their hitbox comes up, which is exactly how he died there.
Yeah. And just once again, Mr. R showing his massive knowledge about this matchup. And the one thing that also is just really great about Mr. R is that he's just been so consistent at every single venture. And there it is again. 2 for 2, and that's going to seal out that game. And now you can see Ned, he's
a little frustrated.
He's a little bit frustrated.
I think in his mind, he played well enough to win game 2. And then instead of being up 2-0, you're tied at 1, and then you get vanished on when he's basically on stage. And that feels awful. And then it happens again, and it's almost impossible to not get a little bit frustrated for putting yourself in that position. So now Ned's just going to have to pick it up. That's the way it is. Mr. R is getting cleaner as the set goes on. Yeah. With his combos, he's not really dropping anything.
What I'm surprised that we're not seeing is, I'm surprised that we're not seeing the switch over to Marth, because usually for Sheiks, I know that Ned has a Marth stored up just to deal with certain characters, and I know Sheik is one of them, but
when you're playing against one of the top players in the world, you tend to stick with the character that you're most comfortable with. Nice read there with the forward smash. That was a really good read. And if you can stay comfortable, that's your best chance of winning. Even if you don't like the matchup as much, sometimes you just got to go with what you know.
Just retreating neutral airs, trying to keep Mr. R out. He's doing a pretty good job right now. And that's one thing that Ned, I feel like, needs to start doing is just retreating aerials. Retreating aerials against Sheik, they're really good because, yeah, Sheik has kind of the mobility to keep up with it, but if you have a hitbox on top of it, that's where it becomes hard for Sheik to kind of challenge if you're running away. Has to burn limit there.
Ned has been throwing out some different options this game.
And
Oh, he doesn't have a jump.
no jump. So that's the early stock. So now,
That'll put him on possibly his last stock of the tournament here.
ooh, forward smash, but no punish.
I wonder if Mr. R... Are there bans in best
Oh,
of
no,
five?
he didn't have a jump. Oh,
Oh, that's
man.
a bad way to go out.
You don't want to see that, but Mr. R is going to take it, and we're going to have grand finals be MK Leo versus
Mr. R.
Mr. R.
We were